What's up guys, it's Tom here, and Manchester City are in a full-blown crisis because for the first time in Pep Guardiola's entire managerial career he has lost 5 games in a row. And not just did Man City lose, but they got absolutely battered, smashed, thrashed and destroyed at the Etihad, whatever you want to call it. This is now a full-blown crisis for Manchester City, and without Rodri they have a 35% loss ratio. So without Rodri, out of like 28 games they lost 10 of them, and with Rodri they have only a 2.6% loss ratio. Do you know how insane that is? That with Rodri they lost just 2 games in there since 2023, I think, since 2017 when Rodri signed. And this is now absolutely insane that now Man City have lost 5 games in a row for the first time in like 19 years. And Man City are the first league title winner, the top flight champion, to lose 5 games in a row in all competitions since 1956, when Chelsea lost 5 in a row in 1956. That is frankly unbelievable and shocking. So we will talk about what is going on at Manchester City, but first let's talk about Liverpool, because what an opportunity for Liverpool to go 8 points clear of the quadruple winning, title winning champions Man City by winning against Southampton, who are bottom of the league with 4 points. They only have 1 win all season. So this is a massive banana skin for Liverpool, but a huge opportunity. We absolutely have to beat Southampton, and then it sets the Liverpool-Man City game up perfectly. But I don't want Liverpool fans, I don't want you guys to get carried away. Yes, this is a great moment for Liverpool. This is a huge opportunity, but it's nothing more than an opportunity. And we have to take it one game at a time. We can't go to look too far ahead, because there are still more than 80 points to play for this season. There are still 27 games left for Liverpool in this Premier League season, so still anything can happen. But what Liverpool need to do is just absolutely give their all, even against the smallest teams like Southampton. Because previously, especially last season, we dropped too many points against smaller sides, but this season we have to make it count. And if we just beat the small teams or the smaller sides, and we win the games that we should win, we have a one hell of a chance to win the Premier League title. And also this is the first time Man City have lost 3 Premier League games in a row under Pep Guardiola, not even in his first season where Man City were pretty average and they finished in 4th place. Even then, Man City didn't lose 3 games in a row. And I think Man City have huge issues. This is also the first time that Man City has conceded so many goals in the first 12 games of a league season for like more than 10 years. Their defense is really vulnerable. And I think a lot more people should talk about the decline of Kyle Walker, because every pundit was, looking to highlight Trent Alexander-Arnold's defensive frailties, defensive issues. But when Kyle Walker is absolutely horrendous in defending, I don't see Sky Sports and Gary Neville doing a 2-hour special on Kyle Walker's defending, when they should be. Kyle Walker is absolutely washed, he's finished at this level. And it was actually a blessing for Liverpool and all of Man City's rivals that Pep Guardiola didn't sell Kyle Walker in the summer. I think he was linked to Bayern Munich. Of course, missing Rodri is obvious, and are Man City a one-man team? Some people are even calling them a one-man team, because without Rodri it looks like Man City absolutely collapsed. But it's a lot more than that, because yes, they miss Kevin De Bruyne, they miss Ruben Diaz, probably 3 of their key players apart from Erling Haaland, but there are a lot more issues with Man City. Apart from Haaland, nobody else is really scoring goals regularly. Phil Foden was scoring like 20 plus goals last season. His goals have completely dried up. Savinho, the new signing for Man City, why aren't more people talking about it? 16 games, absolutely 0 goals for Man City. He contributed none. Jack Grealish, £100 million signing for Man City, and what? He scores like 4 goals a season? Absolutely dreadful, shocking signing by Manchester City. And They sold Julian Alvarez to Atletico. Yes, the money was great, 80 million. But why didn't they sign a backup striker? They thought Haaland can play all season at the same level and he can score in every game. No, not a chance. And yes, Haaland has been playing so far a lot of games. But if you play the striker every 3 days and you don't rotate, sooner or later he will get burned out. And I think I see the signs of Haaland burnout. Because sometimes he snatches at shots. He's not as sharp in front of goal. And that should be down to mental and physical fatigue, tiredness, and also playing every 3 games, even for a brilliant striker like Erling Haaland. It's impossible because he's human after all, not a robot, so he cannot play every 3 days. And, Haaland missed a lot of big chances against Tottenham. Yes, huge credit to Tottenham, who are the Robin Hoods of the Premier League. They take away points from the rich and they give it to the poor, as they call Robin Hood, because they took points away from Man City, from Man United, and they give points to Crystal Palace, to Ipswich Town, fighting against relegation. And the Tottenham fans must be absolutely kicking themselves, because if they beat like the teams that they are supposed to beat, the likes of Crystal Palace and Ipswich, Tottenham would be actually in the title race. They would be in second place if they just won those 2 games, Ipswich and Crystal Palace. Absolutely mind-blowing, because the record that Tottenham has against Manchester City is nothing short of phenomenal. Some people are even saying that if Tottenham played just Man City in the Premier League, they are the only team in the Premier League who would actually win the title if they just played Man City. Because they have actually a 75% win ratio or something like that against Man City. Absolutely crazy, the record that Tottenham have against Man City. And yes, Arsenal beat Nottingham Forest, but I think the title race is still open. I don't think, this early you can rule out any team. You can't rule out Arsenal, Chelsea or Man City, even though if Liverpool win against Southampton, Man City will be 8 points behind. But there is still so many games to play. That's why I wouldn't say Man City are out of the title race. If there were 7 or 6 games to go and the gap was 8 points, then you could say the title race is pretty much over. But not this early. And not when, Liverpool are still, working things through and we are still under a new manager who are getting his ideas across. And so far so good. Liverpool have an absolutely perfect season so far. We have by far the best defense in the Premier League, but we absolutely have to make sure that we beat Southampton, and then that sets up the next game, Liverpool-Man City in the Premier League, perfectly. But even if Liverpool beat Man City and we'll go 11 points clear, even then I wouldn't say the title race is over, because there would still be 25 games to go. And Liverpool still have to go to Newcastle and Everton after that. But what I will say is if we beat Southampton and then we can get maybe 6 points out of Liverpool, Newcastle and Everton, then Liverpool will be in a great position. Because after that we play Fulham at home in the Premier League, and then we go to Tottenham, which is going to be a tough game. But after that we play Leicester, West Ham, Man United, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, Ipswich. Up until the end of January, Liverpool have some winnable games coming up, but we have to get through this period. This will be, I think, Liverpool's hardest period. Real Madrid and Man City at home, and then Newcastle and Everton away. Those are 2 of the toughest home games and 2 of the toughest away games that you can have. But so far Liverpool have been getting through these big tests through flying colours. The only blip is Arsenal away, and Arsenal away I think a point is great when Arsenal were leading twice. And as I said, Liverpool absolutely have to make sure to beat Southampton. We have to take the game very, very seriously. But if Liverpool players don't get motivation from this, then they will not get motivation from anything. Because what a moment for Liverpool, what a chance to grab this title race by the horns, by the scruff of the neck, and to just say to the Premier League, we are Liverpool, we want this title, and we will absolutely play our best and win against Southampton, and then we can all out go at Man City, and Man City are vulnerable, so I fancy Liverpool's chances at Anfield. But first, we cannot think about Real Madrid, we cannot think about Man City, just concentrate on each game and absolutely don't take your eye off the ball. The biggest problem Liverpool face is themselves. If we become complacent, if we believe the hype that we are, on the verge of becoming Premier League champions, we are not. The Premier League season is still so early. We are at the back end of November. Titles aren't won in November. They can be lost, and looking back, if Liverpool stay consistent, then Man City and Arsenal can say we lost the title race in the early part of the season where Arsenal dropped so many points, when Man City lost so many games. But if Liverpool need to stay consistent, and we absolutely have to beat Southampton. And Man City, after this Tottenham dropping, they have Feyenoord at home in the Champions League, which is a nice game for them to get some confidence there back. And after that, they go to Liverpool. They play Nottingham Forest at home, which is not easy. Nottingham Forest are a very tough team. They already beat Liverpool at Anfield. Then they go to Crystal Palace. Then they go to Juventus away. And then they face Man United at home and Aston Villa away. So the fixture list are not too kind to Man City. And I think in the Champions League they will go through easily. But in the Premier League, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, Man United, Aston Villa, not an easy fixture list for Manchester City. After that it gets a little bit easier with Everton, Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, Ipswich. Man City, I think, will struggle in these next few games if they play like this. Arsenal fixtures just turned for the better, because they play West Ham away, then Man United at home, then Fulham away, Everton at home. Those are a nice run of fixtures, and Crystal Palace in the League Cup as well. And then they play Crystal Palace in the Premier League, then Ipswich, Brentford. So up until the beginning of January, Arsenal have a comfortable fixture list, but they have to win every game. That's the pressure for Arsenal. And Liverpool can afford to drop points, but we shouldn't. We should beat Southampton and then go for Real Madrid and go for Man City. And I would even argue we should rotate a little bit against Real Madrid, because we are in a great position. We are in first place in the Champions League, and you can afford to maybe draw or lose to Real Madrid. You can still get enough points in the other games to actually finish in the top 8 in the Champions League, but you have to go out with your best team against Manchester City. And some people are asking, are Chelsea in the title race? Yes, they are, because they are fairly consistent. They have the firepower, definitely, with Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, and Pedro Neto, Madueke. They have the firepower. The big question is their goalkeeper and their defense. And Chelsea have some winnable games coming up in the Premier League. They play Aston Villa at home. Aston Villa are vulnerable at the moment. Southampton away. But then Tottenham-Chelsea is a key game for Chelsea. If they can win that, and the other games, if Chelsea can go on a winning run, definitely they are banging the title race. Because, as I say, because Arsenal and Man City are dropping so many points. And Liverpool sooner or later will face a blip. Even though I absolutely adore what Arne Slot is doing, sooner or later there will be some cracks. Liverpool will get a few injuries. We might, have Salah drop a little bit in form, and will the other players step up? The thing is, Liverpool have a rock-solid defense right now, and we have absolutely immense firepower. That's why I think Liverpool are in a great position in the title race, not just because we are 5 points clear with the game in hand, but because Liverpool have, at the moment, 4 fit strikers, but on paper we have 6 strikers or attackers who can all score goals. Chiesa and Jota are both injured at the moment. Hopefully they can come back fit for this crazy December period. And then what an abundance of firepower Liverpool would have up front. The big selection dilemma for Liverpool is, will Trent start? Will Alisson start? They are both nursing injuries. I think we should rest them against Southampton. Also, who will start up front? Because Darwin Núñez needs to play against probably Real Madrid, and he needs to play against Man City. Will he play against Southampton? What I would do is actually I would start him against Southampton, then rest him for Real Madrid. Maybe put Luis Diaz or Gakpo up front as a number 9. Just make sure that Darwin Núñez is fit for the Man City game, because I think Darwin Núñez's pace and power can destroy this fragile Manchester City defense. So what do you think about the title race? At the moment Liverpool are in a glorious position, but we need to make it count. And Man City have a lot more problems than just missing Rodri. Yes, they have Kovacic and Gundogan, players who are aging, but the main problem with Man City is 9 of their 14 players who are playing regularly are 29 years old or older. So Man City are in an aging team, and that's maybe why Pep Guardiola signed the contract extension. He doesn't want to leave Man City when they are in trouble. He needs to do another rebuild. He already rebuilt the Man City once, because there are only 5 players who won the title last season who were in Man City's first title winning side. So this could be the third rebuild, the second rebuild of Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. And maybe Guardiola needs to do what Jurgen Klopp did and do a complete rebuild before leaving the club. But I'm hoping that Man City will get punished for the 130 charges against them and they will get relegated, because that would be just the icing on the cake and the cherry on top. And maybe Man City thought they are invincible off the pitch and on the pitch, and they thought they can get away with anything and everything, disregarding the rules, also building this monster squad of players, spending money, almost unlimited amounts of money, more than £1 billion in the last 10 years. And now the reality has hit them. And long may it continue. I'm absolutely reveling and enjoying the downfall of Manchester City, and I'm sure many of you guys are as well, because Man City have won 6 Premier League titles in the last 7 years. And we don't want to see that in the English football. We want to see different title winners. So I wouldn't actually mind if Liverpool win a title and then Arsenal win a title, then maybe Chelsea win a title, then Liverpool win a title again. That would be actually a lot more enjoyable than just seeing Man City sweep up every title and almost every domestic trophy as well, especially in the FA Cup. So let me know what are your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.